While scrolling through YouTube and watching videos on cheap sleeper cars, I decided that, yeah, I'll make a video on this. I previously made a video on SUV sleepers when, now looking at it, that video was like awful. Like, look at this.
This car has a huge engine like the Escalade. It has a 6.1 liter V8, giving this car 420 horsepower.
Yeah, I don't even know. Moving on, while I was looking at these videos, I thought, you know what? I'm going to try super hard not to repeat any of the cars mentioned. And I think I did a decent job. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe, like the video, and let's just get straight into it. First car on the list is the Buick LaCrosse Super. Looking at the outside of this car, it just looks like any other Buick that your grandpa would drive. It looks like a vehicle that would just provide a comfortable ride. Nothing on this car screams that it's fast, and that's the exact DNA needed to be a sleeper. Just don't look fast and be fast. Being part of GM, the Super shares the same engine as the SS and Grand Prix GXP, which I already made a video on the Impala SS, so if you guys want to look at that video, I'll have a timestamp, or not a timestamp, but I'll have like a little note card. You'll see it, guys. I don't even know what it's called, but you'll see it. And I actually do have a brochure of the Pontiac GXP, so if you guys do want to see a video on that car, let me know. Furthermore, this car was designed by GM's Performance Division and the same people that designed the Cadillac V Series, which those cars are awesome. I really like the Cadillac V Series, and yeah, so we have the same design team that designed those cars going into this Buick LaCrosse Super. So that being said, you got to have the feeling that this car is going to be quick, and you're exactly right. 0 to 60 in this car is 5.7 seconds. This is all possible from that 5.3 liter V8, which produces 300 horsepower and 323 pound-feet of torque. Now, the SS and GXP both have 303 horsepower, so why does this one have 300? I mean, it's the same engine, why does it have 3 less horsepower? The exhaust roar has been muted, and because of that delete, it actually lost 3 horsepower, but still, we have a 0 to 60 of 5.7 seconds. That is crazy. So yeah, this car isn't super loud, and that also fits the ideal sleeper picture. The LaCrosse Super features a specifically tuned suspension system for steering precision, improved ride control and feel, and increased braking performance. Being a Buick, you already know that the interior is going to be luxurious, so with that being said, I'm not going to go over it. This video is strictly about performance on sleeper cars. The next car on this list is the 2007 Saturn Aurora XR. You're probably looking at this vehicle thinking, what in the actual hell is this thing? Like, how does a Saturn make this list? As we all know, Saturn was under GM, and in 2010 or 2009, the brand got dropped. Before that happened, GM brought this car over from Europe to help save the failing company. Obviously, as we know, it wasn't successful. This car is nothing special. The Aurora shares the same platform as the Pontiac G6 and shared basically the same interior as the Chevy Malibu at the time. Right, so from the outside, this car just looks like a normal sedan, and to be completely transparent, this car actually doesn't look too bad, especially coming from the Saturn brand. So what's powering this car? A 3.6 liter V6 producing a hefty 252 horsepower and 251 pound-feet of torque. 0 to 60 in this car is 5.8 seconds. That's extremely impressive. Faster than V6 Challengers, which, I mean, well, is that much of a brag? Anyways, it has the same 0 to 60 as this car and this car. That's crazy. Nothing on this car looks like it would be fast. The next car on this list, and I don't believe this car has been mentioned before, but I could be wrong. Hell, I could be wrong about every single car on this list. The car I'm talking about is the 2013 Ford Flex Limited. Crap, I totally forgot to mention the prices of the previous vehicles, but those cars are definitely under the $10,000 mark for, a decent one. Obviously, they're going to be used and have some miles on it, but, it's definitely less than $10,000. The car might be the most expensive on this list because it is the newest, and then again, you'll definitely find one of these things for less than 15 grand. Alright, so the Ford Flex, it's a very unique vehicle to say the least. Wow, apparently they've been making these things as of 2019, so it actually got discontinued, last year. That is something I did not know. Probably thought that because they hardly changed this car since 2007. I thought they stopped this thing, since like 2015, so yeah, there's that. From the outside of this car, it could be mistaken as a van or even a station wagon, which for a sleeper is a good thing. Guys, this car is a rectangle with wheels, and what powers this car may shock you. It has a twin turbocharged EcoBoost engine producing 365 horsepower and 350 pound-feet of torque. 0 to 60 in this car is 5.7 seconds. I think we can all agree that this does not look like a car that would produce those numbers. Let's be real here. This car is paired with a smooth 6-speed automatic transmission and also has paddle shifters. It's better than nothing. What do you guys think? The fourth car on this list is the 2009 Chevy Cobalt SS. Now, I'm not going to be talking about the two-door just because I do believe it looks like it would be faster looking than the four-door. Before I talk about this car, I just want to honor all the SS trims available for their normal looking cars. We have the HHR, the SSR, the Impala SS, the Monte Carlo SS, and the Trailblazer SS. All, in my opinion, very unique vehicles, and not to mention, these are practically all sleepers. The Cobalt SS has a 2-liter direct injection turbo producing 260 horsepower and 260 pound-feet of torque. 0 to 60 in this car is 5.7 seconds. On top of that, the SS features a revised chassis from the normal Cobalt, stiffer springs and dampers, a larger rear anti-roll bar, 10% quicker steering, and Brembo piston front brakes. Reading reviews on this car, people say the handling is very impressive, especially for the price. New, this car was only $23,000, and I say only because with the performance you are getting for such a reasonable price is crazy. I mean, you can crap on this car for having an awful cheap interior, but no car enthusiast really cares about what the dashboard is made of. Like, they don't really need a really nice interior. It's about the performance, at least for a car enthusiast. So the shitty interior, it doesn't even matter. Because of the shitty interior, that's the reason why these cars were so affordable back then. Also, may I add, this was one of the fastest production front-wheel drive cars in the world at the time. Let me go back to the subject of this video. Is this car considered a sleeper? Of course it is. People have no idea that Chevy even made an SS for the Cobalt. This car doesn't even have dual exhaust. It has like a little chrome tip. That's it. This is one of the best sleepers on this list. Last but certainly not least is the 2005 Acura TL. Easily the most reliable, easiest to find, and cheapest car on the list. These cars are very common. 270 horsepower and 238 pound-feet of torque from a 3.2-liter V6 with VTEC. VTEC allows the car to perform better at higher RPM and lower fuel consumption at lower RPM. This car has the choice of having a 5-speed automatic or a 6-speed manual. 0 to 60 in this car is a respectable 5.8 seconds. I think every car on this list had a 0 to 60 of under 6 seconds. That's pretty impressive. Guys, look at the outside of this